Yay! It's day 4 of my self-development journey where I challenge myself to feel the best I can each and every day by coaching my thoughts, by choosing to think on purpose instead of autopilot, to step into the new and true me and leave behind these old and unwanted parts of me. If you don't know what I'm talking about yet, just watch this video and you will get to know everything you need to know. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and watch my reflections from day 4. Day 4. And today started off in a really good way because of yesterday evening. After I went to bed, I read through some of you guys' comments on my first posts. And I just instantly felt, I think, more grateful than I've done in a very long time. Because everything just seemed so worthwhile reading these comments. And even though there weren't like hundreds of them, there were a few. You know who you are, thank you. It just really made me feel like I have purpose in my life. Just by knowing that some of you actually find this uplifting or interesting. The most important thing is that some of you want to join in on this, because honestly, this is not the first time I'm doing this, or it's the first time I'm doing it every day for 4 weeks, like consciously. But I'm doing it with all of these, I wouldn't say techniques, but this recipe that I've had for years and that I'm writing a book about. So I have used it before and I know it made me the happiest person I knew. But just doing it this way and feeling like I'm doing it with someone and for someone, of course for myself, which is great, but for more than just me. And it just reminded me how good it feels to actually follow that inner voice that I so cringy say. And I just kind of thought to myself, wow, this is me just connecting with people all over the world, and people are so beautiful. They just take from their time to leave a very nice comment, saying nice things and saying thank you and motivating people to keep going. How beautiful is that? So I went to bed yesterday feeling so good, so grateful, so purposeful, so happy that I'm doing what I always felt like I'm supposed to be doing. And just keep showing up for this. So when I woke up this morning, I just instantly remembered this feeling of gratitude, because that's also why it's so important to both end and start your day with good feeling thoughts. Especially when you end your day with thoughts, the easiest thing for your mind to do the next morning is to remember what you were thinking about yesterday. So when you make sure it's good feeling thoughts, that will actually help you in the morning. So I had that in mind, and I went to my job again and stayed away there for most of my day. But I was just in this grateful, thankful flow, like at the bus, thankful that I had a job to go to. And thankful that I had that hour to myself. And at the work, thankful for these people that I work with and smile with and laugh with. And yeah, I'm not going to go into every detail about it, but the thing is, my whole day today has just been this grateful day. And it made me think about this book. You probably see it the wrong way now, yeah. But The Magic by Rhonda Byrne, that one of my closest friends gifted me quite a few years ago, actually. And it's about just that. It's about how when you're thankful or grateful, you will get more things to be grateful for. You will have an abundance. And it's very closely related to my experiment here, because it says that you get more of what you focus on. And my belief in my experiment is that the more I choose to focus on something, the more my mind is programmed by that to go look for more. So if I think thoughts on purpose that makes me feel good, that's what my mind will keep giving me and leading me to. So it's the same thing about gratefulness. And I remember this book. So I opened it again, and I do remember that was one of the major life-changing experiences for me a couple of years ago, when I started using this book every day and just counting my blessings, and finding things to be grateful for that I normally take for granted. It's so powerful, and I honestly got so much more to be grateful for, because all of these things just kept popping up in my life, and the things that was there already just seemed so much more amazing to me once I saw everything with these grateful eyes, kind of. And I have to be honest, I didn't finish all of the tasks completely. I'm really bad at doing things that feel like homework, because I sort of fall off in the end. It's this 28-day challenge, kind of, where you get a new assignment every day to focus on gratefulness in relation to different aspects of your life. But the thing that I really did every day, and that I still bring with me, is just start my day by listing 10 things that I'm grateful for. And in the beginning, that was really hard, because I was like, when I wrote 3 or 4 things, it was like, what do I put there now? I'm not this amazing, rich, free person that this and that. But that's the whole point of why you have to make it 10, is that you need to program your mind to notice all of the things that you actually are grateful for, but you have been taken for granted. So maybe something just as easy as, I'm grateful that I'm waking up this morning. Or I'm grateful that I'm waking up this morning healthy. Or I'm grateful that I can always go to my kitchen and find something to eat and drink. And it sounds maybe lame in the beginning when I heard about this whole thankfulness and gratefulness concept. I was like, okay, mindfulness, gratefulness, well, that is great, but what difference will it really make? But then I started using this on purpose every day for a while, and wow, I take back every single thought I had back then. Because it makes me think about this quote. I think it's Wayne Dyer that said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And that's the whole point of this self-development challenge of mine, though, isn't it? That I can't necessarily change my circumstances or the people around me, the actions around me. So if I make my happiness related to that, then I don't know if I'm gonna get happy or not, because I don't know how these things will play out. But if I don't change the things, but I change the way I look at them, they kind of change either way. So for example, I remember one of the challenges from the book, The Magic, was to pick a relationship you had with either a partner or a friend or a child or whatever. Your child kind of sounded bad when I said a child. Hopefully you get what I mean. But yeah, pick a relationship that you find challenging these days. for whatever reason. And there's just these exercises to make you remember what you like about that person, make you think about the situations where you feel your best with this person. Think about how this person makes you feel happy when or in these situations, or the personal qualities that you like when this person is feeling good, etc., etc. And that was really helpful, because you can't change a person, but you can change what you choose to notice with that person. And it's very typical for us, or at least for me, and I'm guessing for you as well, to notice more the things that we don't like, or the things that are not in accordance to our wishes. And then we focus on that and we make problems bigger, because that's where our attention is at. But what happens if you just give that a rest and look at the things you like with this relationship, for instance, instead? It's magical, really. Because why are we so afraid to just take a break from focusing on negative things or unwanted things? And I do think I realize why we are afraid of that, because we think that if we have a problem, we just need to think about it in order to solve it. But when you think about it from a problem viewpoint, you can't solve it, because that's a negative emotion, and you will always only get more negative things about that situation. So first, when you can just leave it be for a while, and then maybe revisit that problem when you're feeling better, that's when the real changes happen, right? So there's just so many examples of why this thankfulness and gratefulness is something we should all consciously use and train our minds to notice, because we have so much good in our lives. We do. It's just that we're not so used to counting our blessings. But if we do that, when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. And that was my whole lesson or reminder for today. I just went through my day being grateful, and after a while I didn't even have to kind of remind myself of that, because it's the snowball effect of the mind. I started my day off feeling grateful, and I just saw new things to be grateful for, and they just kept on coming. So I don't have any negative things to share from today, or any challenges, really. I mean, I had lousy sleep because I barely could sleep, because I was so in awe and grateful and excited about everything. So when I got up about 5, I was really tired, and I could have spent my whole day at work thinking about and talking about how tired I was and how irritating that I didn't get enough sleep and blah, 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 but I didn't. I just felt good, and I felt so grateful for the people around me and how they made me smile and laugh. And yeah, it's been a great day. And I also, because if you're anything like me and you haven't really gotten into this grateful thing yet, and you're anything like me that you think that, isn't this just another concept that seems nice on the paper, but I have one more example where gratefulness changed my life for the better. And I am not going to talk a very long time about this, but maybe I will some other time, because that was a major experience in my life. But maybe 9 years ago, I started getting really ill. And it got worse and worse, in and out of doctor's appointments and hospitals and everything, and nobody could figure out what was wrong with me. They said that the tests showed that there is something wrong with me, that my immune system and my body is working to fight something, but it doesn't say what. And so I spent maybe 5 or 6 years feeling like I was going to die, actually. I'm not going to get into all of the things, but I woke up and I got to bed each and every day feeling horrible. And my body doing all of these weird things, and yeah. So, of course, I spent these years trying to figure out things on my own because I couldn't get any help from the doctors. And then I thought I was doing a good thing by focusing on this because I wanted to get better, right? But what I didn't realize was that the more I Googled and read and researched about whatever illness I could be having, the more I was telling my mind, I am sick. There is something wrong with me. Stuff is not working the way it's supposed to in this system. I just told myself that unconsciously each and every day. And I didn't get better. I didn't get better. And I remember the last doctor's appointment or hospital appointment that was on my schedule after many years in and out. And I didn't have any more planned. That was kind of the last resort. And they told me there's no doubt something is wrong with you, but we don't have the technology to say what it is or to help you maybe in 10 to 15 years from now. And I went out of there and I looked up in despair and tears were running down my face. And I thought, this is so unfair. But then something just happened that made me realize that, okay, I have tried everything the doctors and hospitals have to offer me. I have read and researched and done everything I can to figure out what's wrong with me. I can't figure it out. The doctors can't figure it out. And it's not working for me. So what if I just try something else because I have nothing to lose at this point? What if I just start focusing on whatever feels good about me? Even if it doesn't seem like a lot right now, there has to be something because I'm still alive, I'm still here, right? And I just started doing that little by little. And over the months, I didn't even notice it until it had been quite a few months. And I just woke up one morning and thought to myself, wow, I can't really notice anything feeling horrible with my body. What happened? And I honestly think that I changed the way I looked at whatever was going on with my body. I stopped focusing on what was wrong with it and started noticing the small things that still felt good about it or still was working properly. And I just got better and better. Now, if that's a coincidence or not, I will never know, but I have my beliefs. My strong beliefs, and I think that telling my mind that I'm sick, my mind's job is to give my body signals. So all of my system was just being fed with I'm sick, there's something wrong for all of those years. And then everything kind of changed when I stopped thinking that way. So it's definitely worth trying out. I'm so grateful for this reminder, and I'm so grateful for the fact that we can do this whenever, wherever. It's free. You don't need anything but your thoughts. I do love writing it down though, because it's just something extra about it. But yeah, that's it from me today. I am so grateful that you are here and watching me and helping me follow my purpose, and I'm hoping you're doing this with me too, because it's our time to shine. Yeah. See?